Hello, everyone. This is Cookies, and it's been a few weeks. I've struggled a little bit to get back to recording. I've been sick for a couple of weeks, and I still have a little bit of a cough, but I'll try to mute when I cough. Hopefully, that'll be all right. And let's go ahead and see how this most recent turn of Same Kidzin Different Salt went. So we've got a message from Ur. Sigh. Well, I'm continuing to throw what I can at things. Was really hoping last turn the throne threat was going to be taken care of. Looking more and more like Zib has it now. But we'll see. I should have attacked them full on. Yes. Obviously. But I wasn't expecting Barry to potentially lose a throne. So that made me have to throw a bunch away in an attempt to assuage this situation. And now I have less to throw for this one. Generally, yes. Um, I do understand though. It's a big undertaking starting a big late game war like that. And it's really annoying because you're having to fight blood vengeance. But and I've been saying this for a few turns now, but I do think this was the war he needed to be taking. Nevertheless, blah blah blah, coulda, shoulda, woulda, it be what it be. If the game isn't over next turn, I'm likely mobilizing armies fully against Zib, and potentially also against Mekone at the same time. I think you have the strength to do that. We'll see. Holiday seasons have really put a halt on this game, though. Yes, I think it's been like one turn a week at best. So we'll see if I remember the actual plans throughout. That's fair. All right. A messenger has arrived from Xibalba. Hello, this game will give me PTSD. No, I hope not. I think he's played really well. The Throne Rush, I think, was just missing the Holy Threes. And then the second time, it was a bunch of like late game shenanigans. But I think the Xibalba players played very well. Anyway, I don't think I can hold the throne from Mekone. He's Stygian pathed in a big army to break my fort. It was a good play, because I probably would have won if he gave it more than 2 more turns. Oh well. I'm going to try and break his play by using Winds of Death. Let's hope it works. Ah, alright. Finally seeing that from Xibalba. I'm looking forward to it. I think we've seen it a couple of times, but this would be in a big way. Otherwise, I'm repositioning a lot, looking for the next throne to take, maybe the one in the Mekone domain. Hopefully the Stygian teleportation shenanigans will end soon. Alright. And we have a fair number of battles. Let's go ahead and just jump into the first one, see what it's like. Also, I'm recording this turn on a new monitor. I had also had a monitor die, so it might be a little bright. I don't know how else to describe it. But we do have a pretty big army here against a pretty big Xibalba stack right off the bat. So let's go ahead and jump into this menu. So we have No Forever We're the Crone, Ring of Regen, so 2 boosters and a Ring of Regen, bunch of Earth and Death. Maybe Curse of Stones and Rigor Mortis? I don't know. Ur can certainly do Rigor Mortis, the Pretender, because they have a bunch of relief casters and with their shamans. We have this Archdevil here. Astral 5. What are you, anti-magic? I thought that was just 2 pearls, though. I'm not sure that he needed a third. Maybe it's for fatigue. Or he's doing something else. The 2 golems are back. We got a Gray Enchantress. I think this is Wailing Winds, and maybe we've got Wrathful Skies. but she's not wired into the communion. So actually, I have no clue what she's going to do. Maybe a few mist forms and a couple of like group locks. I have no idea. I don't think she can cast what she actually wants to be casting now. Unless Twilight goes up, then maybe she can probably do at least Wailing Winds then. We've got this Gudu here. A bunch of air gems, probably Army of Mist, maybe Storm. An Ice Devil with a Hell Sword. Hydra Skin Armor, Water 4. Maybe Frostfend? Are we going to start seeing 8s out of Xibalba? I hope so. We've got this guy. Maybe this guy is our anti-magic caster, and then some of the nature buffs. And then we got 2 Oniki with a bunch of death gems and some nature. So you can see here, we've got Scorpion Beasts out in front, a bunch of Long Dead, a of Urguard in the back, and then a little Mage Ball in the center. For Xibalba, we've got the Sacred Scorpions out in front, a lot tougher than the Scorpion Beasts. At least I believe so. Let's find a healthy one. 15 AP for 20, or 15 attack for 21 AP damage, 17 prot, 16 prot, 13 attack, 17 AP. Yeah, they're better, but it's not quite as bad as I thought. Still has the Scorpion Man, which is pretty cool. With the complete zoo here, just sitting here. Not sure where the Masushu came from. I guess he stole it. He's also got this Fomorian guy. It's pretty funny. Alright, cool. Let's go ahead and watch it. Token army that went up. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I had to get some water. Here go the mages. I think that scream we heard was the crone dying. Alright. Big win for Xibalba. Alright, so the crone goes down, 8 Gurus go down. Along with a bunch of stuff. It's not lossless for Xibalba. I'm assuming this is the Sabbath he burned. I'm assuming he burned out his Sabbath. Loses 2 Camazots, Crystal Sork, the Grey Enchantress. However, other losses, the troop losses for a change are actually pretty light. Loses just 14 Scorpions. They put in a ton of work. Gains a few troops as well to help offset. Loses the 19 Jaguars. But yeah, pretty big win. And that was in the magic phase, I presume, because Ur is nowhere near Cacevic Highlands. Alright, and really quick, just wanted to jump in, see what was cast. Alright, I think we can stop here. Let's see, Will of the Fates. That's a good pickup. Marble Army from the Crone. All Horror. Twilight. Okay. Storm Power, Army of Mist. And a little bit of evocation. Spam. This guy's thugging it. Darkness. And Divine Blessing. Plus Oaken Army. Very nice. Alright. Let's go ahead and check out Pania. Sorry about that. This raid should fail. Alright. And then in Assad, we have Ghost Riders. Should succeed. Ooh, catches an Amulet of the Dead out. Oh, she gets away though. Then in Spring Bay, have, I think that's Send Lesser Horror. Fire Shield doing some work here. Holy Avenger, Phoenix Pyre, Fire Shield, Pillar of Fire, Divine Blessing. Mantis Claw. I forget. I don't think they can add horror marks to this guy. I think that was from his Hell Power thing. Yeah. Alright, so that's fine. Then in World's Teeth. Oh. That was the lesser version. Alright, I don't think that did anything. Alright. Then in Iron Peaks. We have a Moonblade Thug here. He'll kill the one PD. Then in Jaheira, we have a bump. So Xibalba moves on Fomoria with a small raiding group of beast bats. He'll bounce. The birds killed the leader. And then Ur rolls on in with 3 vampires. They got boots to be able to get here faster. Also for some Randveg. But I think it was primarily to get here faster. You get the Enkidu Solus here. It's pretty cool. They hit for 21 when they do hit. See how many mages they get. Did that guy have a returning? Or flight? Flight. Yeah, flight. Okay. Alright, in Helbathria. Got another mill cart there. Here's the buff script. Should be able to kill this easily. Alright. Then in Marverni, Xibalba moving to put Marverni under siege again. Alright. Then in Akerchab, ooh, a couple of thugs. One up against 1 PD though. I'll go ahead and show the buff scripts here. Alright. Then in Avoca, it's a little group of elite soldiers killing PD. In Bara, we have a horde from Hell Imps also killing PD. Pretty efficient at it. Alright. Then in Death Marsh, we've got Xibalba attacking Mekone. Some Skelly spam. Alright. Yeah, Archers had a shop there. Then in Cacevic again, we have Ur doing a normal phase move. A Vampire Lord. I think this guy was supposed to be... I think there's two things that could have happened here. Either he was trying to stealth out of this province and go more than one province away, and his movement got cut, and so he went into the defense stance. Or he was supposed to join up with the army that Magic phased in, and Distant Horizon didn't realize that he had to already be in the province to be there with the Magic phase attack. It's one of the two, I think. But whatever it is, he gets sent home, I believe. I didn't watch that one very closely. Could be, it's a pretty far trip, probably. So they might not be back for a few turns. Vampires respawning scales with distance, because their little spirit or whatever has to take time to go home. Alright, so in Flimistan, oh, we got a little Hinnom army. Alright. Hold on, let me see this again. Alright. We got this guy, I think probably doing some turn 1 Earth buff. Got a Mound King back here with a bunch of Mazics. We got a line of Rough Fight Warriors, some Mechanical Men. We got in around the Melkart. So Stonetroll still putting in small turns. And this is a pretty potent little force. At a minimum, the Melkart has undead leadership, so the Mazics will stay in the fight. Alright. Let's see. So that was here. I do want to see what the mage did as a buff. Oh. Yeah, you have to do like hold and attack if you want the weapons of sharpness to help. Alright. Yeah, I think you'd want to give him 2 earth gems to do steel slice. Alright. Alright. And let's check out Jabernia next. Solbat's Berserk. Alright. Wonder if he dies here. He does. Alright. Then in World's Teeth, we got Xibalba attacking Mekone. Oh, he's not just doing 1 Wind of Death cast. He's got 2 decked out with pen gear, or at least a little bit of pen gear. Camazotz. With a lot of death gems. They're going to try to get off as many casts as possible. I do wish he brought more bodyguards to protect from these Draconians. And Iron Dragons. But I will say, a lot of this army, this is a fairly well put together late game army. Draconians have high MR relative. Storm Drakes have decent MR. The Giants have decent MR at 13. So really, all we want to see from Mekone here is a turn 1 anti-magic cast. Mechanical men have a lot of age. I don't think Summer Lions care that much. They might. I don't know if they... Yeah, surely they can age. 15 MR, though. Ether Warriors at 14. Ghosts at 15. Very solid late game army. One of the bats is afflicted. It does gem bait. Yeah, I think he just needed more bodyguards. So he only gets off the 2 casts. But you can see here that not many troops are affected. I think the bigger deal is probably the gem burn. So let's go ahead and check it out. So it loses the 2 kitted Camazots. Does kill the Spectral Mage. And just a few troops. Yeah, probably not worth it. Let's see what was on the Spectral Mage, though. And then, oh, the other thing I should check is how bad the gem burn was. That might have made it worth it, just the gem burn. Where is this Spectral Mage? So just a Skull Staff and a few gems. Alright, it hurts, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Is he really gonna die to Wind of Death, though? Where is he? I feel like I'm just blind. Oh, here he is. Alright. Yeah, he's decaying. I bet what he actually kills him is maybe Rain of Stones. Really? He's dying from decay? Alright. Damn. That's rough. Been unlucky. Let's see. And then let's go ahead and check out the buffs. Alright, so this army has 9, 13, 16, 19, 21, 4, 5, 8, 32, 39. Let's call it, I don't know, 50 or 60 gems. I mean, we got Firestorm. What is this, like? Army of Bronze or something? I mean, spent through most of the gems. So, yeah, probably... It probably was worth it just for the gem burn. Assuming he used hammers to make this stuff. Anti-magic. Flame Flesh Army. Army of Mist. Firestorm. Army of Gold. Alright, we have the 2 Winds of Death. And a few Air Elementals, Legions of Steel. Alright, cool. Without, I'm not sure if they'll have enough gems to do that buff suite while storming, so maybe this did enough. And there is a battle at World's Teeth. Alright, so a main. Another Melkart thug out there. Unequaled obesity. Dang, this guy's a unit. Alright. Then in Mountains of Evernight, number of Sun Guides. You're going to kill 1 PD. And then in Toledo, mixed raid. A lot of Pokemon gear. And Skelly spam. This is surprisingly high investment. Alright. Alright, then in Grey Mercs. Oh, we got thugs here. This guy and this guy. I think I was kind of lucky to finish the Fire Shield script. Oh, and they get the route. I think he might have won. Otherwise. Yeah. I think there was a good chance he could have won. Alright, so that was here. Alright, in Spring Bay. Got 1 priest. Pinging. Alright. In Shadowglade. Alright, let's see if I can make it through this battle. Alright. We have... I think this is supposed to be a Sabbath to do Divine Blessing. And then we have the Ocelotls. At least that's what I hope it is. It could just be Imps. Alright, yeah, I think that's what it is. It just didn't trigger gem usage. So that was here. Then in Gold Mountains. Alright, we have an It's. Alright. And then, let's see. That was here. Alright, so then Turtle Blades. Sorry, I got a bit lost. Alright, we have a bunch of Long Dead Horse. Alright. And in Polmania, got a Camazotz. Yeah, he did get rid of the bodyguards, but the archers are still prioritizing the poor bat. Alright. Then in Miradon, alright, we have an Effer with a Moonblade. This is a lot of sacreds, though. He could be in trouble. Sorry. Does get Phoenix Pyre up, but he's pretty high fatigue. Eh? I mean, he got them to kill it twice, I guess. Where was that? That was here? No. So, defends Amiradon in Ripwoods. We've got a bunch of Forest Trolls in the Spiriton Priest. The Beryton Priest is lined up with... What's this? PD? Oh, but they didn't go for him. Yeah, this is too much. And I don't think the priest is gonna get away. Yeah. These Jade Maidens are too quick. Alright, and then in Furia, got this on a comb. Ooh, doing some imp spam. Damage reversal. Oh, it's just barely enough. Very budget. Wait, that was here. Then in Honoria, got some Draconians. Alright. And then finally the Fortress at World's Teeth. We got the Mekone army. Now, they've been pretty thoroughly gem baited. They still have some. They've got some air, fire, some death. But it's just a huge army with a lot of quality summons. Inside, I'm just not saying enough stuff. So I think Xibalba's going to lose this one. Unless he can generate enough chaff for maybe this Rigor Mortis play to go in. Now, the only flyers are going to be the Storm Drakes and... Oh, Iron Dragons don't have Stormflight. That's interesting. Okay. So a lot of this stuff is just going to walk, but the Aether Warriors are just going to walk right through the walls. Yeah, just I mean, Rain of Stones on the Mekone army might help a little, but I think this is probably more vulnerable. But yeah, just too much quality in this Mekone army. Kirby put this army together pretty quick, too. Alright. So, what's the damage? Doesn't lose much, and takes the throne. So I think this kills the Bulba's hopes for finishing off that throne rush. And then we've got a couple of assassinations. Loses an it. Let's see if there's gear. Just a dowsing rod. Alright. We got +1 luck. Some barbarians take Trentspore from Berytos. Alright. And then in the Mercs, we've got an independent attack. Pretty large group of Vinemen led by an Ivy King. Got the Scorpion Man here. Maybe he can help, but I think these militia are going to rout. And... oh yeah, all the swarm casts too. Alright. So Independence won that one. And then in Furia, got Barbarians on the move again. Alright. Cool. Let's go ahead and take a look at the map. Not much underground again. I'm still hoping to one day see these cavemen march over and maybe try to kill these barbarians. But that day has not arrived. Alright. So Berytos is continuing to extend out raids around Sitha, trying to secure Sitha. Has a large army in Hagoria now as well. Has pulled that back from maybe trying to cap Hinnom. You still have the large Ur armies in Nilmeria that necessitate some Berytos garrison in the area because it's a lot of Ur stuff. And then we have the Baron Crags garrison for the other throne. Let's see. We had a disease demon attempt to kill a Fomorian druid. He's got an air gem. Alright. And then another disease demon tried to kill the guru. Any hit points? Oh, this guy's doing like no damage. Alright. Eats a lightning bolt. Alright. So with Mekone taking World's Teeth, I think what that means is Xibalba is out of luck. So Xibalba's still got Cacevic Highlands cracked. I'm not sure if Ur's willing to magic phase another army to try and stop this. Maybe he'll just start a general assault along the front. It seems to me like taking Sleepy Mountains would have been a lot easier than trying to take on the big throne rushing army. But he might not know that because maybe he doesn't have scouting on the thrones right now. Yeah, where are we at with Xibalba? 1, 2, 3, 4. Throne of Dreams and the Crystal Throne are unclaimed. So that one just got taken. And then Throne of Dreams has not been claimed by Berytos. And yeah, I think otherwise, I think this just puts the nail in the coffin for the Xibalba Throne Rush. He's at 4 though. It's still possible if he gets left alone. So if Ur sends enough forces to attack Mekone that Mekone has to pull back armies and doesn't put sufficient pressure on Xibalba thrones, then I do think it's possible for Xibalba to maybe try to mount a new offensive. But I really think he needs a moment to build up to that. And I'm not sure if he's going to get it between fighting Berytos and potentially Ur and Mekone. So it's a pretty chaotic map right now. Just for the additional chaos, I kind of want to see Ur attack Mekone. I think Ur can fight the two-front war. He's certainly got the economy to do it. And yeah, I mean, there's a big Mekone army way in enemy lands. Sure, I can gateway home, but that'll be expensive. There's a lot of troops over here. Yeah, but other than that, it looks like just a fair amount of raiding pressure around the throne rush. You know, there's stuff trying to secure retreat routes for Xibalba in neighboring provinces so he can do logistics. But Marverni back under siege is not able to save World's Teeth. And then Fomoria just continuing to eat pressure. And we've even got raids in Toledo and Chihira trying to probably secure retreat routes, is my guess. He's going to have to recall his pretender. Let's go ahead and take a look at the graphs. So for provinces, Xibalba's down a bit, but they're up this turn, at least from their peak. Ur is up just a little bit. Berytos is up. Mekone is down a bit. Fomoria is down a bit. Xibalba loses a fort. And then Mekone is up a fort, now tied with Berytos. For income, Ur is still very much ahead. Gem income, Ur is a little bit ahead of Xibalba this turn. Blood income, Xibalba is pretty up there, although Berytos is rebuilding. For research, Berytos is still pretty ahead of Ur, but I think Ur's starting to close the gap a bit. I think this inflection is ever so slowly catching up. And when you're at just like picking out different nines, I don't think this lead is that large anymore, at least over Ur. But it's still pretty significant over the likes of, you know, Hinnom, Xibalba, Fomoria, even Mekone. Although Mekone, we saw all the 8s in that gem-baited battle and in the storm. So Mekone's still got plenty of late game magic of their own. They might even have a 9 or 2. For Dominion, it's Xibalba and Ur. For army size, we see another down tick from Ur. It's rid of the price they're paying to prevent Xibalba from winning. And then Berytos is up a bit, and Mekone is down just a little bit. And yeah, I think that's it for this one. I think they're out of the immediate danger woods. For the throne rush, all the major thrones around Xibalba are heavily garrisoned now. Although they own that one. Yeah, this one's well garrisoned. This one, Sitha now, and Cacevic, and World's Teeth. So I don't think they're going to find two easy thrones. I think they're mostly spent. They're going to need some recovery time. They're still being attacked by Berytos, Mekone, and Ur. The most important thing for Xibalba is convincing Ur to follow through on attacking Mekone. That should pull a decent amount of pressure off of Xibalba. Maybe they could try to fight a war against Berytos. It's not, at least for army fights, it won't be an easy war for them. But Berytos' mages might off-script evocations and kill themselves, so in a way his bless could help make up for it still, at least against human HP mages. So there's some potential for a matchup, I think, there with Xibalba if he gets left alone. And so far, he's not been getting left alone after this throne rush attempt. And then we got Hinnom's little expansion, which is fun. All right. So I think that's it for this one, and I will go ahead and see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.